Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this part of this video is a reaction to some One Piece, just commentary and overall what are we discussing here. Kaido and Luffy, bro, like, you kidding me? But before we get into all of that, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment that you subscribed. I will be sure to reply to it, like it, and I'll feature you in the next video. So go ahead and do that and I will get you, bro. But without further ado, this video is from Vinland D. He is a One Piece YouTuber that posts a lot of footage and commentary, and this is a reaction to one of his videos. So I'm gonna be stopping, talking about it, see if he's right or wrong, accurate, differences in opinions. Let's go ahead and get it. All right, his video will be linked in the description. All right. Okay.
So before we get into the end of the chapter, you guys, I'm really wondering about the end of chapter 1048 for several reasons. We see two things.
That's fast.
Two parallel moments that I'm certain Oda, the author, did intentionally. It's all by design. Both Kaido and Orochi aflame, two dragons on fire as the Wano arc roars to an end. But what if something arises from the flames, in a sense? In the last review, I suggested that this was the end for...
It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. Okay. Kaido just got knocked out from that super big attack fist, you know, the advanced hockey. It probably destroyed him completely from the inside. But yeah, I get what you're saying here. Let me just finish. Let him finish this statement.
Orochi, but given the way Orochi was defeated by Denjiro so suddenly, do you feel that this was a kind of anticlimactic moment? Yes, we did get a series of flashbacks to Orochi's crimes in the past, but the sword that Denjiro used to strike Orochi down is puzzling. It seems as if that was the final head, but was it Orochi's head? Or was it just the 8 heads of this Hydra transformation? There's
True. So what he's saying is there could be more than one head. It could be more than one being, because he did have multiple heads that were all cut off. So what if they all reanimated? Like, he has a special ability where he can basically regrow a body from each head. So there could technically be 8 of them. Just the thought of that's kind of scary, because he should already be dead by now, bro. We've gone over his scene so many times now, and finally we're given backstory, which is good because that signifies it's coming close to an end. I don't think he's coming back though. I feel like that whole scene of Denjiro cutting his head off, I think that was the last time, basically. And why that is because, dude, he was completely covered in flames. Kaido's already knocked down by a big attack almost at the same time as Orochi, and that kind of signifies that they're both going down, maybe. So if Orochi gets back up, Kaido's getting back up, bro. I said what I said. All right, let's continue with the video.
Also the question as to whether heads can grow back like that creature from Hercules, although I'm not sure if the two are entirely the same. But I bring this up because this chapter we see Kaido fall. I'm sure many of you think he is defeated, and we'll get to my opinion on that at the end of this review. I'm sure those of you who are subscribed already know my thoughts on the matter, but if you aren't, make sure you do subscribe, because I have a lot of exciting videos planned for when the Wano arc does end.
Subscribe.
But going back to Orochi, he and Kaido, both dragons once covered in flames, have now fallen as of chapter 1049. Why is it that we have not seen anyone use the Ami no Habakiri yet, the other sword of Odin's that was supposed to be passed down? As you can see here, the sword used by Denjiro to cut down Orochi is not the same as the Ami no Habakiri. The hilts of...
Okay, I see what he's saying here. So Vinland's saying, okay, well, there's another sword by Odin-sama that hasn't been seen yet, hasn't been used, because Zoro only took one, right? And it was Enma, and it's super crazy strong, and it seems like only Zoro is capable of handling it. So I think that the second sword can come later on. I don't think it really means that it's going to come immediately after, you know, for this battle between Kaido and Luffy, or between Orochi and Denjiro. I think that it will come back later as a major plot point, because of course, like, these are the swords of the strongest swordsman, and already with the sword that Zoro got from Odin, he literally left a huge gash on Kaido. So I agree here that it's going to signify something big, but not just yet. I feel like it's too soon to be using both swords, and the first sword's already giving enough plot, I feel like. But let's just continue the video.
So the swords are different. Orochi ate the heavy Nomi model Yamato no Orochi, a mythical zone type devil fruit like Kaido's dragon Seiryu. The Yamato no Orochi allows the user to transform into a hybrid and full version of the Yamato no Orochi, an 8-headed snake or dragon in Japanese mythology. In the same mythology, the Ami no Habakiri was a blade used by the Shinto god Susanoo to slay the legendary monster serpent Yamato no Orochi. This was even referenced in Naruto when Itachi defeated Orochimaru. So why was the Ami no Habakiri not used against Orochi by Denjiro or Hiyori? I think it was said that...
That's a really good point. I didn't think about it like that. This guy goes into mythology like way better than me, dude. Crazy. But overall, I agree with him there, but I still don't think that means that it's going to happen. I mean, he's just saying it's a possibility, sure, but do we really need another Hydra looking beast? Will Orochi and Kaido combine into a new Hydra? Probably not. And just with how the scene's been playing out, it's been telling us a different story, telling us that maybe not, but Orochi has come back like seriously like 3 or 4 times, so I'm just over it. This is me hoping that he's finally done with, but could not. It could not.
Alongside Enma, the Amino Habakiri contributed to Kaido's scar, and we do see Oden cut Kaido with both blades together, but I could be wrong about that. But if I'm not, it'd be fitting if it were needed to take Orochi's mythical zone down. But Orochi is probably dead, I guess. But remember, Hitetsu Tenguyama wanted to pass that blade down to Momonosuke, but Momonosuke refused to accept it due to believing he is not strong, nor skilled enough to wield his father's designated heirloom. Maybe Momonosuke will finally be worthy of that blade now that he has become a man and a hero by stopping Onigashima from falling upon the Flower Capital. Maybe that is all Oda has planned for the Amino Habakiri, a symbolic passing down of the blade by the end of Wano, an acknowledgement that Momonosuke is truly his father's child, unless that blade goes to someone else like Hiyori or who knows. Anyways, last chapter ended with Luffy and Kaido colliding, Luffy's strongest attack, and I'm assuming Kaido's strongest attack thus far. An impact of advanced Conqueror's Haki as Kaido's Susanoo, you could say. His fire dragon form collides with Luffy's giant fist. We see Kaido congratulate Luffy for having come this far in the battle against him, which is an interesting thing to say for a man some presume has been defeated at the end of chapter 1049. But Kaido goes on to say that Luffy cannot change this world. Oda then takes us into the flashback he had hinted at around the end of chapter 1048.
Okay, I see what he's saying. Like, Oda might be foreshadowing with what the enemies are saying, with what Kaido is saying, like, you're not going to be able to change this world, blah, 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 blah. Maybe because Kaido already tried, and maybe because he literally has accepted that the world government has some powers that literally he still can't overcome, which makes sense. That's why he's only focused on Wano. Might as well get his own secrets a different way than trying to tackle the world government head on, because he already accepted his defeat. Maybe that's why he's saying to Luffy that you won't be able to change this world, because Kaido already tried and he wasn't strong enough, and Kaido still believes that Luffy isn't stronger than him, so of course he's going to say that. That's my reasoning for it, but I could be completely wrong here.
The present that hears the cries of the past, how the echoes of a prior day foreshadow tomorrow. A new Kaido flashback begins. This time around are from his childhood. Kaido was born in the kingdom of Vodka, which has me wondering if Kizaru was born in the kingdom of Mary Jane. It seems Kaido has been considered the strongest in some capacity for quite some time. Amongst the people of Kaido's home kingdom, he was considered the strongest soldier despite being just a 10-year-old boy. A boy with big dreams and unrivaled ambition. It also actually makes sense now that Kaido is a warmonger or obsessed with battle.
Okay,
his
home
country could not stop participating in wars since they have to earn enough money from these wars to pay gold as tribute to the Tenryubito, the celestial dragons. If they don't, their rights will be taken away from them. It's ironic that the threat of becoming enslaved has been reversed, and
this is probably why Kaido tried to change the world, because, dude, if you are being, if you already have an enemy since birth, basically, since childhood, the world government, celestial dragons, Kaido hates celestial dragons, of course he would go after them. Of course he would try to wage war. Of course he would try to change the world. And it seems like he couldn't. And he's keeping it on the down low, and I guess trying to do his own thing in Wano, trying to figure out the secrets there so he can get to the One Piece. Just saying, that makes sense.
Now Kaido is doing the same to others, maybe following the eye for an eye formula. We also see Kaido progressively age throughout the flashback, and given his response to the world government, how a young Kaido refused to obey the celestial dragons, I cannot help but respect Kaido even more. Not just for being strong, but for refusing to be weak, refusing to be a slave to the so-called gods. We then see Kaido captured, presumably due to his defiance. He is in the royal palace and has been chained and is surrounded by some marines. The king of the Vodka Kingdom tells him that he has been recruited by them and that he must now serve as a marine.
This is exactly why he would change the world. That's what I'm getting out of it. We'll just move on.
Which Kaido refused as well. Apparently Kaido was too much of a burden for his country or people, and so they got rid of him, which has some echoes of Big Mom being discarded on Elbaf by her kin. In exchange for turning Kaido over, the Marines tell the king that the kingdom of Vodka will gain the right to participate in the revelry. I wonder if we've seen this kingdom yet, and if not, were they betrayed and destroyed? We then see a quick progression of Kaido over the years after he escaped the Navy ship he was being transported on. He earns his first bounty and lives up to the legend we were introduced to upon his character's first introduction as he fell from the sky, captured by the Navy several times but always escaping. Apparently out of hunger, Kaido actually let himself be captured so he could eat food on the prisoners' ships, which is a major flex when you think about it. We then go to the pirate island Beehive. Kaido is 15 years old. On this island, Kaido has just about defeated every pirate that stepped to him. Black Air Force energy, we need that Sensei video. A much younger Whitebeard asks Kaido if he had ever considered becoming...
Kaido is the definition of a man that was the strongest person in the world, reincarnated, And yeah, he put on some black Air Forces on and probably got a tattoo on his neck or something. I'm just saying yeah, I agree there.
A pirate and tells him that Rox has been waiting to meet him. But we don't actually get to see Rox, which is disappointing but not surprising. Zebek, that is. After joining the Rox pirates, some time passes. Kaido is older now, and Big Mom tells Kaido that something serious has occurred, and they must go immediately to God Valley. But there is no revelation as to what that serious or important thing is. Next, we see what happened after the God Valley incident, the discovery that Rox pirates had broken up. A Marine soldier named Garp is blamed for Rox's death, but it's likely Roger and Garp either took Rox down or killed Rox together. Either way, there was a surprise to learn that the Rox era was over. There was also a hint, and this falls in line with the theories countless One Piece YouTubers have made, that Whitebeard or someone else in some way betrayed the Rox pirates. After all, the group was known for having internal conflicts, since the concept of teamwork did not seem to exist on a crew of conquerors, who always butted heads. But what is interesting, however, is after this we see a very angry Big Mom, who is looking for Kaido, who appears to have left without showing his face to her. Why would Kaido not show his face to Big Mom? After all, in another flashback between Kaido and Big Mom, it seems as if she was a mentor of sorts to him, a big sister. What exactly happened, and what is Oda implying here by Kaido's actions? Did Kaido betray them? I don't think so. Maybe Big Mom is angry Kaido didn't say goodbye. After all, Big Mom hates it when people abandon her. She's been left behind all her life. But more time passes after the God Valley incident.
I think it's clear that Kaido definitely had ulterior intentions. Of course, he doesn't want to be part of a pirate crew. Of course, he wants to be the leader. Of course, he believes he's the strongest. Survival of the fittest is one of his principles. So he had some ulterior motive, and it's not exactly that he betrayed them. It could have fit the betrayal attribute, but more than likely he had his own goals in mind, and he went out to accomplish them. And it might have been helping out Garp going against the Rox pirates. Just saying, possibility.
Kaido is again much older. Kurozumi Higurashi, the woman that could change her appearance and corrupted Orochi into killing Odin's father, the woman who Kaido would later have killed himself. She visits Kaido at his base and hints at something that I think will define the story going forward, the whereabouts of the remaining Rox pirates. But she first tells Kaido that he is the personification of strength and force, and that brute force has been the solution to everything throughout history.
Exactly.
After all, humans are animals, and only the strongest survive. Nature is like that. Kaido agrees with this, which is not surprising given he is considered the strongest creature in the world. But the important...
Yeah, so exactly. Kaido's, since birth, since childhood, he always believes that he's going to be the strongest. Only the strongest will survive, will be able to lead, and that's essentially a team's like major fighting force. Whoever's the strongest, last pillar of their defense, everything like that. And that old lady, that shapeshifter lady, basically helped him out with those ideals, and he couldn't agree more. Essentially, he was always just he was raised on that. And that's how he grew up, and that's why he understands that the world government has a greater power. He can't go against them, and that's why he's doing his own thing. And I'm just reinforcing that. And I would like to show the full video, but I do not want to get copyright strikes, so I'm just doing a reaction up to this point. You know what? We'll just do a little bit more.
A message from her that I alluded to concerns include Shiki and others who have been missing in action. We'll see what Oda actually does
missing.
with this, though. Or can a person's worth be defined? And I can't help but think what an amazing quote this is. We then see Kaido with King, the curiosity over Yamato mentioning Joy Boy's name, and how Odin's wish to open the borders of the...
And that's basically the end of the chapter, so I'm just going to go over that last part. So yeah, dude, Joy Boy is a subject of conversation that even King knows, and Joy Boy seems like a secret, kind of like... It's just that people like know of the legend, you know, he freed slaves, is super powerful, and has repeatedly come back into history. And what's special about that is King knows it. Does his people have some kind of secret? Was he revealed something since his youth? Because this is a race that we haven't really seen, only really heard, and they already have flame powers. What if Sanji's a Lunarian? Just saying. But most importantly is definitely King's race has something important to them that is telling of the plot, and I think that's where I'm just going to leave it there. That's basically the end of the chapter. 1049 ends with Luffy finally hitting Kaido. He goes straight into the ground, and King says, oh, I don't think we'll ever meet Joy Boy, because Kaido, I guess with his future sight, has some kind of prophecy that Joy Boy will be the one that will defeat him, or is able to defeat him. So that's super important in the fact that Luffy just pummeled him into the ground, kind of signifies that the fight's over, because I don't think Luffy can fight anymore, but we'll just have to see. I'm still on the vibe that this fight is over. So everyone, thank you for watching this video. Like I said before, this is from Vinland D. He is a YouTube channel, makes some fire content. Go check him out, link in the description, and leave a subscription for my channel, and I will reply after you comment I subscribed, and I will feature you in the next video. So appreciate you for watching. Catch you in the next one.